If you overcome that fear by turning up, by maybe getting someone to go with you, but overcome the fear, take it step by step, but install in your mind that you can overcome that. It's going to be easy. There's no pain there. There's no hardship there. Then you're going to be fine. And it's the same with having losses, with having failing businesses, with having problems in life. If all we do is install pain and hurt and hardship out of those problems in life, all we're going to think is that life is like that and it's rubbish, and we're just going to think that, well, I may as well die now because life's not important anymore.
Yeah, it's the same thing with our bodies. There was a world famous coach. He was talking to one of his customers, one of his athletes, and he said, right, we're going to need to now regrow. We're going to train for this fight. We're going to need to completely change your body. And in order to do that, we're going to have to kill off the one you've got now. Success, and we're here to help break that monotony of your life and help you find your own version of success. Welcome back, guys, to another episode with me, Alex.
And me, Adam. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, good, mate. I'm looking forward to this week. Smashed last week.
Good old boy.
And I'm just buzzing with excitement. I mean, just excited. You know, we're coming up to the end of October. And you know, it's going real quick.
Very dark and cold.
But I'm just happy. I'm just happy to get smashed and get going. I had a good meeting last week, and I'm excited to see where things go. What about you, boy? Yeah,
again, I just try to keep momentum up from last week. The week before last. And it was good, yeah. Building that wall brick by brick. Slowly building it, like slow and steady wins the race.
Yeah, man.
All of that stuff. We're getting there.
I think it's important as well that we have to install positive minds and positive outcomes, and okay, yes, we have depressing times, or people what we perceive as depressing times or hard times or whatever, but there is no point in moping around thinking that life's going to be hard forever. It's not. As you said a few weeks ago, what was it? Hard times make strong people.
Hard time make strong people. Strong people make easy times. Easy times make weak people. Weak people make hard times.
Yeah. So it's just like we don't want to get in. Well, we don't want to get in that circle. We're in a stage at the moment where we're at the crappy end of where we don't want to be.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're welcoming the hard times. Come at us. Give us all you can. Make us better people. We're asking for these challenges because we want to be built ready for anything that can be thrown at us. We
don't want that weak stage of our life, do we? So
don't want it to be easy. Easy to be boring. Easy to be sad. No sort of sense of living. Get rid. Don't want it. Give me the challenges.
Yeah, give me the challenges. And actually, if the listeners have got any challenges for us to do,
we'll take them on.
We'll take them on. Whatever it is, we'll do it. Physically, mentally, or content challenge, or whatever. Let's do it. Let's collab. Yeah. Let's get it done.
Email us.
Yeah.
We'll do it.
Message us on social media, whatever.
Down below. See the links.
We're in. Don't be scared.
This week, Adam.
You're scared of losing, sorry.
Unless you're scared of us mugging you off.
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
We're talking about a few different things this week, but we're talking about our minds. Now, we speak about this thing a lot because it controls this, and it controls what we do and how we act and how we perceive, and if we smile, if we cry, if we're sad, if we're lonely, if we're weak, whatever. It controls a hell of a lot, right? And it also controls how we act in certain situations. So let me give you a quick bit of knowledge. Lobsters, right?
Oh, I do like a bit of lobster.
Scary bit of things, you know, tasty as hell. But when they're in the ocean, they've got these big chompy claws, and you know the big old dingers. They're strong boys, you know what I mean? They're big boys, big girls. Lobsters fight a lot.
I've heard.
They want to be the lobster of choice. They want to be the powerful one that all the women or all the men go to, right?
They literally chop bits off other lobsters.
They pull legs
fighting
off and everything like that. Yeah, they're vicious animals. They're vicious animals.
But they're quite incredible animals because they can grow these limbs back, can't they, over time?
They can.
Have the regenerative
And it's
ability.
The same with their brain. So when a lobster loses in battle, he basically has to write his brain off and grow a new one. Because when we lose a fight, when we lose something, we're very detached, we're very lonely, we're sad, we're broken, we perceive ourselves as being a loser, right? All we know is that we've lost this battle, we're scared of this person, he's the bigger, the stronger lobster, or she's the bigger, the stronger lobster. And we don't want that in our lives. We don't want to be that lobster. We want to be the lobster that is powerful, that knows that they can win. And it's the same as the human brain. If we install loss, if we install pain, hardship in our life, and that is all we see, we tend to get scared of things, right? So when people go out and they have a panic attack, for instance, they go to a supermarket, they have a panic attack, they faint. The next time they go to the supermarket, what's their initial thought going to be?
They're going to faint.
They're going to faint, they're scared, they're going to have a panic attack.
Yeah.
So all you're doing is installing the fact that going to the supermarket is a bad place to be and that you're going to have a panic attack. If you overcome that fear by turning up, by maybe getting someone to go with you, but overcome the fear, take it step by step, but install in your mind that you can overcome that. It's going to be easy. There's no pain there. There's no hardship there. Then you're going to be fine. And it's the same with having losses, with having failing businesses, with having problems in life. If all we do is install pain and hurt and hardship out of those problems in life, all we're going to think is that life is like that and it's rubbish. And we're just going to think that, well, I may as well die now because life's not important anymore. Not the case. We want to install the fact that we can overcome those fears and those problems, i.e. regrow our brain. And before we start this podcast, we had a chat about this, and it's something you said about a special trainer or coach that said something.
That was awesome. I love that.
Thanks,
but yeah, it was the same thing with our bodies. There was I can't remember, it was a well-famous coach, and he was talking to one of his customers and one of his athletes, and he said, right, we're going to need to now regrow. We're going to train for this fight. We're going to need to completely change your body. And in order to do that, we're going to have to kill off your one you've got now. So during training, the goal was to kill himself off, to right himself, literally on the floor, begging to stop. And I think that does two things. One, it pushes you to a place where you meet your limits, you meet your maker, you're right at the edge of your go. And I think very few people ever get there in their life. Like, they never meet their actual limit. And I think it takes you mentally, takes you to a place of extreme power. If you know you can get there, and obviously you're going to come back in 10, 15 minutes, pain's gone, you're getting your breath back, etc. You can get there, that's quite a powerful place to be. And then doing that sort of makes everything else want to fall in line, whether it be the nutrition, the rest of the training, your daily habits, everything else wants to fall in line because you're willing to put yourself through hell, killing yourself. Everything else, you just like, I'm not going to waste this opportunity. I'm not going to squander it on a KFC tonight.
Yeah,
I'm not going to make that pain even worse by not being fit and healthy. So, similar to lobster, to completely eradicate that negative feeling. Not quite the same. It's not quite the same as lobster, but essentially, yeah, you're pushing yourself beyond the limit to kill off your old body, get rid of it. It's trash. It's no good to you. Get this new one. Similar to the lobster, he's getting a new brain, like sacking off his old one because it's toxic, negative all over it. So, don't want nothing to do with it. That was it.
The thing is, right, so like when we say kill ourselves, we mean like kill ourselves in any way possible that mentally affects how we act the next day, right? So, for instance, legs. Killing your legs in the gym. The next day, if you've done it properly, you ain't getting out of bed and you ain't walking down the stairs unless you look like you pooed your pants, right? I mean, doing legs in the gym is one of the hardest muscles to train in the world. But afterwards, the feeling that it gives you, the pain, the hurt, you know that you've trained hard and you know that you've made an effort in yourself to make your body progress and build bigger muscles, right? When we train something like our brains, you don't really feel the pain or hurt, or there's not really like a muscle in your brain that you can feel that gains, right? But as we speak, as we learn to invest, someone asks us a question, the answer's there. So we can't physically feel the pain that we've had in our brains, but we can expel answers a hell of a lot quicker. So the brain's very impressive. It's still a muscle, and we can train it, but we don't feel the pain or the hurt or the strenuous that goes on into it. It just makes our body feel tired and want to sleep. But then when the answer comes up, when the reaction, how did you learn to invest? What system do you use? Who do you learn to invest with? How do you improve your mind? What workout should I do? The answer's there because it's installed in our brain, because we've positively installed it. So even though it is a muscle, we have to train it completely different. And I think it's the same with like kids nowadays, right? Kids are very technology based because all we know is technology. How many times do you walk down the street and a kid is on a phone that's like 5, 6, 7 watching Peppa Pig or whatever, or in a restaurant, mum and dad say, shut the kid up.
Give them the iPad.
Give them the iPad, yeah, let them play. Back in our day, during the war, how many kids were on phones? They weren't. They had like a book or a toy car or like...
I remember playing on my mum's phone, if I was allowed. So it'd be a really tough day. I can't remember scenarios. I feel like I was in a car, and it was an old Nokia thing with buttons.
Yeah, boy.
And the only game was Snake.
Yeah,
that
boy. Banging game.
You had to bite that little bit of food. It was just another pixel, and you just bite in the snake and get longer. That was the only game, and it was very rarely we got to play that.
Yeah.
It was only like, I guess if I was causing a fuss, I don't know, but it came on. Yeah.
But back then, every other time you were playing, what were you playing with? Friends, yeah. Cars, or painting, or...
Yeah, absolutely. Your mind was going mental. Like, I remember, did you ever used to do that thing where you're driving along, you're obviously in the back because you're a kid, and you imagine a little stick figure running along the Armco or the trees, doing dips and dodges and flips. I used to do that. So that's what you did.
But you're just thinking outside the box, right?
Yeah.
You're having an imagination.
Yeah.
Kids nowadays, I mean, I don't know, I'm not really a kid expert, but it sounds wrong in so many ways, but it's not the case. But I mean, imagine like you don't give your kid that option. They're invested in a video or a game that isn't, okay, they can imagine some certain things. I mean, I know Minecraft is like a building game, isn't it? That a lot of kids play, that they can build stuff and play with or whatever, but it's in a virtual world.
I think you're right in the sense we do train our brain. I love that analogy, but we can't feel the pain, which is annoying. It'd be nice to be able to feel growth.
Yeah, that's
what. It'd be nice to feel them DOMs the next day. Like, oh, okay, I've taken in a lot of information. And can't wait for next time to do it again.
Yeah.
Like that leg day satisfaction. But I think we are doing it as adults. We're training ourselves to have a short attention span.
Yes,
we know we're in the content creation space. You guys all watch this sort of stuff. You'll notice the most popular social media in the minute is TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
And that's because it's 30 seconds of just absolute junk, and that's it. You're on to the next one. There's long form content like this. These YouTube videos will not do well these days because nobody's interested. They haven't got the attention span to be able to watch and sit down and just watch a video of like just two cameras. Even just two cameras is not enough these days. You need 4 or 5. I was watching this one content creator. He was saying how even you just got a small speech like I've just done there, you'll need 5, 6 different camera angles to be able to perform it, to be able to engage or keep the engagement of the majority of the world right now.
Yeah.
Because they need something changing in there, but they need to be kept firing.
Wondering on what's going on, what's the next move.
It couldn't just be you looking into it. It just wouldn't work.
Yeah.
And I think over the last 5, 10 years, we've gone down this road of attention span getting shorter from overindulging in social media, and we've trained our brain to switch off, to get distracted, to wander wherever it wants to go.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we need to bring it back down to earth and just being aware of it, just being aware of this issue, and start training yourself to be better at keeping your attention for longer.
Yeah, it's like being... What's the word? Being there, being present in times. That's the word I'm looking for, being present. So, like, as a parent, we go to work, we come home, and the kids are there, and they're playing with their toys, or they're playing with their iPad, or whatever. And then you're doing the same thing because you just think, I'm just at home chilling, I've got the time off, the kid's fairly quiet, he's invested in his game or whatever, I'm just going to do the same thing and scroll through Instagram. When you could be present with your kid and maybe reading a book, having a fight, not this is in a physical fight, but a play around, You could be colouring in
Doing
together.
Lego.
Lego. You could be doing something physical, but also builds your mind and your bond and your kids' articulation quite a lot. You're basically you're creating your kid's future. Mm-hmm. So if your kid loves Lego and you're building things, it could be an architect, it could be a builder, it could be a mechanic, it could be whatever. If your kid loves to read, he could be an English teacher, he could be a teacher in some form, he could be a writer. You know, certain different things that you train to do with your kid, you do with your kid that creates their life. And we need to be more... You do pull some funny faces sometimes.
Sorry.
We need to do that more often so that we can enhance our life and our kids' life, because we want to be there and be present, not just scroll through social media. And as a parent, I think that's quite important to do.
Yeah, setting an example in it for your kids. And yeah, that comes into so many different aspects.
But, sorry, going off topic real quick.
Go back.
We're going back to our topic real quick.
Yeah.
We want to also ask why we do it. So why we do what we're doing. Why do we buy a car? Why do we give the kid the iPad? Why do we scroll through social media so quickly to give ourselves instant gratification? Why do we look or try to look like we have money? What is the point in doing that? What does that achieve?
Well, that's what you need to ask yourself. You need to ask yourself, why do you want that car? If you are pondering buying a new car, let's just use that as an example. You ask yourself why. If there are genuine reasons, you need it for work, like because you didn't have them before, you need it because you're getting a family now, you need a big car. All these are perfectly genuine reasons. But maybe ask yourself 3 or 4 times why, and don't give yourself the same answer every time. It's a good little technique to really get to the core of what you want or what you're missing in your life or what you feel like at the time. Because sometimes we do impulse buying, don't we? Just on an urge. And people think this is just like, let's scroll in, I'll buy that, done. That's impulse buying, but impulse buying could be over during a period of a week. Like you can, I know people say sleep on it, but you might still be in that mindset, that mind frame of, I still need this. Like, I'm going to commit to this and not feel guilty afterwards. So just ask yourself why 3 times whenever any big decisions come up, or even when you're just asking yourself, what do I want to achieve in life? Ask yourself why 3 times, and don't just give the answer. Say. You want to be a successful writer. Like, don't just say, because I like writing. Like, ask yourself, okay, why do you want to be a successful writer? And, you know, wander down this road. And every time you find yourself an answer, just say, why? Why? And eventually you'll get to the core reason, and it'll be something just like, I want to give back to the world, or I just want some notoriety. You know, I just want to have status. I want to be famous. You know, it just comes down to something like that, something very simple. And that's not a problem. As long as you're aware of it, you can work with it, and you can help mold that into like your future and use it to your advantage. But if you're hiding it from yourself, you're lying to yourself, it's a detriment to you. You need to sort that out.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think, like you said, just the simple task of asking yourself why 3 times will stop you from making so many wrong decisions in your life. That the sooner you do it, the better it is for you and your family. How long does it take you to answer why questions for like
5-10 minutes?
Maximum.
A good thing, yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah.
And it could save you thousands of pounds and thousands of mistakes and thousands of thousands of hardship and pain.
Help you move in the right direction quicker.
Yeah. Why am I listening to this podcast? Because it helps me progress in the way that I want to be and how I want to be in the future. And then you continue to do that. It's not hard. Justify why am I scrolling through social media and TikToks? Because what are you trying to hide? Well, there's your answer. So it's a very important thing that we do that, and it's a great tip for anyone that is struggling with life really. Why are you doing something? What is the real reason? Find the reason, figure it out, and go from there. Anything more to
Love
add?
that. No.
Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, links will be down below. Don't forget, it's not Twitter anymore. I need to get rid of that. Facebook, Instagram, X, links will be down below. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, and share this podcast. Help this podcast get out there so we can help the world. Elon Musk, why you changed your name? Don't know why. Take care, have a good one, and see you in the next one. Bye-bye.